A war against birds? Sounds like a punchline, right? But in 1932 Western Australia, the headlines were dead serious. The enemy? Emus. Fast, resilient, and absolutely uninterested in our plans. On October 11th, we look back at a story born in the sun-scorched wheat belt. Late 1932, spring turning to a brutal dry summer. Not nations or ideologies, but settlers versus nature itself. Canberra actually dispatched troops with machine guns to help. It sounds absurd today, but the stakes were painfully real. For those farmers, losing a crop meant losing everything. This all centered on the Campion district. The Great Depression was squeezing families to the bone. Many were WWI vets, land grants, big hopes, thin margins. Then came thousands of hungry, long-legged migrants. They ate some, but wrecked far more by trampling and smashing fences. Gaps let rabbits surge in, multiplying the damage. Scarecrows, horses, shotguns, nothing stuck. The birds scattered and kept coming. Out of options, the veterans asked the government for machine guns. Defense Minister Sir George Pearce, himself a veteran, said yes. 2 Lewis guns, 10,000 rounds. Farmers covered food, beds, transport, and the ammo bill. Major Meredith led a tiny team with Sergeant McMurray and Gunner O'Halloran. A newsreel cameraman came to film the swift victory. The press minted the name that stuck, the Emu War. The troops arrived confident, trained, armed, ready. How hard could birds be? 2 guns, 10,000 rounds. We'll be back before dinner. Reality check. Vast terrain, scattered birds, and a lot more cunning than expected. November 2nd, the operation begins. Plan, wait, ambush, conserve ammo. The emus never closed in. Herding just caused panic and chaos. They fired, few hits. The flock shattered into streaks of dust. After all that, the birds had barely noticed. 2 days later, over 1,000 emus by a dam. The perfect setup. They waited for ideal range and let it rip. For a heartbeat, it looked like victory. Then the emus shattered into dozens of sprint squads. Too many angles, too much speed, hundreds of rounds, 12 confirmed. Next idea, shoot from a moving truck. The terrain turned that plan into slapstick. Birds outran the vehicle, easily. A jam at the worst possible moment. They were chasing ghosts. 6 days in, the first phase was called off. Parliament laughed. The press called it a fiasco. Meredith wrote with respect. Emus were tough, tireless, uncannily elusive. Under pressure, the government tried again. New region, tamer birds. It worked better, but only marginally. Final tally, 986 emus, 9,860 rounds, a fraction of a 20,000-strong migration. Over time, the story got cartoonish. Let's set it straight. Emus didn't win a war. They outran a bad strategy. Myth, human casualties. Truth, none from emus. This wasn't a full army, just 3 men with 2 guns. They stopped because it looked foolish and didn't work. Then came bounties, local skills, decentralized action. In 6 months of 1934, over 57,000 EMUs were tallied under bounties. Better fencing helped more than machine guns ever did. Beneath the humor lies a smarter way to face nature. Brute force stumbles when the problem is ecological. Simple instincts can outflank sophisticated tools. Choose the right tool for the job or rethink the job. Public perception shapes policy, then and now. Collaboration beat confrontation. Coexistence needs understanding, adaptation, and smarter strategy. In 1932, the EMUs taught Australia a lesson, without saying a word. We're not separate from nature, we're part of it.